Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. पूर्णात् पूर्णमुद्धरन्ति पूर्णात् पूर्णं प्रचक्षते हरन्ति पूर्णात् पूर्णं च पूर्णेनैवावशिष्यते योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. From the infinite Paramatma, the relative Jiva is manifested. Here one word is missing, if we want to use it, as if. So, because it is manifestation of the infinite one, it is also called infinite because Jiva as a principle does not die. Soul does not die. That was the first chapter of this book, Sanatsujatiya. And there he asked, what is silence? And there it was told that the Atma does not die, the soul does not die, and the body also does not die. Then what is going on? Atma by nature is birthless and deathless. Soul migrates from one body to the other body does not mean that it has died. It continues to be. And body, it goes back to the Pancha Mahabhuta, the 5 elements, and again that's all. So where is death? It's only unmanifestation of the body. Soul and Atma does not die. So that's what is told here. Therefore, how can something coming out of infinite be finite? How can something coming out of infinite be finite? It will be infinite also. So, thereafter, from this relative infinite self, the absolute infinite is separated through discrimination. So what is relative infinite? The soul is relative infinite. Jivatma is relative infinite. And what is absolute infinite? Paramatma. So, and in this way, the absolute infinite self alone remains that ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. And in this way, we already talked about this. So, and therefore, infinite is inseparable principle. Infinite is complete principle. When from Purna, when that which is complete, if something is created, that all nothing, there is no loss in the original. It remains complete. And that which has come out of the completeness, as if, because it is of the nature of completeness, so what has come out has to be complete also. It cannot be less than complete. And that is the principle that is told here with regards to the self that you are. The one who knows this, that ancient Bhagwan, that principle, the one who knows it, the yogis experience it as Bhagwan. And then continuing in the next verse, Yatha kasheva kashosti gangayam vichayot yatha tadvat characharam sarvam brahmanyutpadya liyate yoginastam prapashyanti bhagavantam sanatanam. As space has emptiness and the Ganges has waves, in the same manner, The total animate and inanimate world is born out of Brahman and dissolves back into the same. That ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. So, what is the content of the space? Emptiness. What is the content of the Ganges? Waves. Uh, are they separate? Are they a separate entity? Is the wave separate from the Gangaji? No. Is emptiness separate from the space? No. Eh, Not even part of it. It is it.
It is.
It is it. You may call it wave, you may call it froth, you may call it whatever, but it is Gangaji only. Exactly the same way, the Charachara, Chara Achara, anyway, sentient creation and insentient creation, the conscious creation and the living creation and the inert creation. Everything is a part of that one reality because you cannot have a creation outside the reality. Think. Creation cannot exist outside of reality or independent of reality, just as the wave cannot have an existence apart from water. Ornament cannot have an existence apart from gold. Pots cannot have an existence apart from mud. You may call it pot, you may call it saucer, you may call it whatever by any other names, but essentially it is mud. You have given it a name to make it useful for communication, for useful for use, etc., etc. But the same way, this entire creation of manifest or unmanifest creation or sentient or inert creation cannot exist outside of the reality. And that reality, in essence, you are. Don't forget that part.
It's not somewhere else.
It's not there. अच्छा reality, I understand. Brahman, हाँ समझ आ गया. क्या समझ आया? खाक. मुख्यात्मा. So those who understand that the creation has got no existence outside of the absolute reality, in other words, it is part and parcel of the reality. You have to change the vision to see it. Everything is absolute reality. You are calling it Mahalakshmi, you are calling it chair, you are calling it sofa. Why you are calling it sofa, chair, etc.? Tell me.
Manifested.
For Vyavahar, we need to have the names for dealing with them day-to-day life.
Because it's.
Where is the basic problem?
We have been told that.
Why are you calling it?
Because we know it's separate from
Interested in
us.
form.
Huh?
Name, form and name.
If everything is a wave, water, why are you calling it wave? If everything is reality, why are you calling it sofa, chair, carpet, house, walls, etc.? Why?
But they are not real.
It's very simple when I tell you. Because your attention is on name and form. Nama Rupa Mithyatma Jagata. Asti Bhati Priya Nama Roop.
Yeah.
Asti Bhati Priya is Satchidanand. Nama Roop is the Jagat. So our attention is on the name and form, and when it is on the name and form, we forget the original and we call it by different names. We are calling it by wave, we are calling it by tide, we are calling it by tsunami, but it is all water only. We are calling it by a ring or bracelet or anklet or chudamani, but it is all gold only. Where is your attention? On the name and form.
The same way
When you wean your attention away from the name and form and your attention is on the essence of it, then you get the gold. What do you think?
No, in the same way, why should we call ourselves as a reflected consciousness? We are absolute Brahman also.
Yeah.
The Brahman doesn't call itself Brahman. That's the problem. Water does not call itself water. We have given it a name.
Yeah, in reflected Brahman, we are calling
Because
we are not identified with the Brahman totally.
you are calling yourself identified consciousness because that is your experience as an individual at this moment.
At this moment, yeah.
You are in finite reality but not recognizing it.
Yes.
Where are you invested in this body? Where are you invested in the Panchakoshas? Where are you invested in past and future? Where are you invested in only waking, not even dream and deep sleep? So then you need to, yes, you understand that you are the infinite reality. Now you have to work yourself, your way out of all the entanglements that you have created for yourself. To understand what those entanglements are is the totality and individuality, samashti and vyashti.
Remove the chain. बांध के रखा उसको.
So why do we need to explain this creation if it is not there in the first place?
That's all.
But can you see that it is not there? Can you see? Do you have an experience that it is not there? Yes, in deep sleep you have.
Sometimes.
In deep sleep you have.
Yeah.
But right now, when you are listening means you are in creation.
Yes.
Your understanding means you are in creation.
Yes. Mm.
So as long as you are in creation, the mind or intellect requires a process of understanding how, even though everything is that absolute reality, how this creation has come about. And that is the process of Shiva Shakti and then the Trigunatmika Shakti and then how the Pancha Mahabhut and everything comes about one by one as it expands. But all that is to satisfy the intellectual itch of the individual who has taken the world to be real and wants to understand what this world is. He is not still accepting that absolute reality is it. He still assesses the absolute reality from point of view of individuality. It is not possible. Individual has to vanish in order for absolute to reveal. See, and this is the conundrum that the individual is caught up in. As an individual, he can appreciate the truth, appreciate the Mukhyatma, but he can never realize the Mukhyatma. To realize the Mukhyatma, the Mithyatma must vanish, must dissolve. Being an individual, you can never come to realize totality called Ishwaratva or absolute, which is a Paramatma or Brahman. Cannot. So the one who understands that this whole sentient and insentient creation alone knows where here it says that ancient Bhagwan, because Bhagwan is birthless, deathless. So that is the wise man's experience, the man of wisdom's experience. आपो अथाद्भ्य सलिलं तस्य मध्ये उभौ देवौ शिश्रियाते अन्तरिक्षे आदध्रीश्चीः सविशूचिर्वासनावुभौ बिभर्ति पृथ्वी नहीं क्या है आदध्रीची सविशूचिर्वासना वसाना क्या है वसानावुभौ बिभर्ति पृथिवीं दिवं च योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. He says, in the beginning was created the Apa, the five great elements, not Apa party. From them was born the Salila, the gross body, which is made up of the five elements. In the center of the space, along with all the directions, the two gods, the relative self and the absolute self live. that ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. In the beginning was the apa, the five great elements. From the creation point of view, what was the source of the creation? The five great elements. And from them was born the salila, the gross body, which is made up of the five elements. So out of these five elements, all the various varieties have come out. All the bodies have come out. And that here he is calling it as salila. So ap is the substratum, the waters, the five elements. Out of that five elements, just like out of the waters the waves come about, same way out of the five elements the bodies have come about. Not only living, but sentient and insentient, both. In the center of the space, along with all the directions, two gods. This is again from the Mundaka Upanishad. Do Suparna Savija Sakhaya. So, two selves have in the space along with all the directions. What are all the directions? The 10 directions. Are there 10 or are there 8?
8.
10. Upar niche bhi hai.
East, west, down, that 4. 4 plus 4, 8.
Okay, yes.
Up and down. The 10 directions. Two gods. Who are they? The relative and the absolute self. Who is the relative self? The one who is thinking about the relative. Who is the absolute? Who is established in himself. They both are present. The one, and this is eternally going on. Here in this text, the absolute and the relative is going on because both are deathless. The soul also continues and the absolute also continues. From the relative standpoint, soul also continues. From the absolute standpoint, only the absolute continues. And this is eternally going on. It is unstoppable. And it is not that the relative self continues, means there are many relative selves we are talking about. There is only one, the Virat. The Virat is continuously going on. And the one who recognizes this knows the Bhagwan. Such is a man of wisdom. So rather than fight with the relative self, realized master, after realizing that he is the ultimate, he is the absolute, he continues to be relative. But he is not.
Knowing that he is absolute.
Knowing that he is absolute.
Knowing that he is absolute. So what is the difference between individual self and the total self?
Individual self knows that there is always at the back of his mind, he knows there is something called absolute. Whereas from absolute point of view, there's nothing else. Just
I didn't say absolute, I said total self. I didn't say absolute.
Total self knows
Absolute self doesn't think.
So the limited self and total self.
Total self. Total self is Ishvara. No?
Ishvara.
So what is the difference between the total self and the individual self?
Total self still acts in the relative world without getting affected by it.
Correct.
And unattached. That is
correct.
And the relative ones works in the world getting attached.
And
he knows that it is eternal.
Yes. Ishvara knows that he is Parabrahma Paramatma, and because he knows that, therefore he is unaffected, remains a sakshi of the relative, of his Shakti or whatever, and unaffected. Seeing that it is all his vibhuti, we say that, and whereas relative self is unaware of his absolute self, nature as absolute self, and therefore he is taking the relative world as real and wants to complete himself by associating with it. Ishvara doesn't take the relative world to be real, to complete himself. He knows he is by nature complete. Yet the phenomena of Ishvara Prakriti is continuing. That is the expression that was told as the क्या कहते हैं, the relative self and the absolute self are parallelly going on. The phenomenal and the absolute are continuously going on. Where there is a sun, there if 5 elements are there and the water is there, there will be reflection. You cannot help it. Or here, even better than that, we can say, where there is sun, there is sunlight. Where there is water, there may be waves, there may not be waves. Manifest and unmanifest waves are there. See? So, from that point of view, the relative and the absolute self are there where there is creation. From absolute standpoint, there is no creation, there is no relative self, there is no absolute self. Because absolute self is absolute self, the truth is truth. So when we talk about two selves, we talk about space-time objectivity, who is saying this is for the individual, for the seeker? As long as you have the body, then you have to accept this part. That is what they are saying. And one who accepts it, that this is how the whole thing is. Today also this girl asked me, when did this whole thing begin? I said, wrong. She asked or you asked?
I asked. Why did we get this ignorance in the beginning?
So there's no beginning of ignorance. It is like that. It is the way it is. So the one who accepts it, it is like that, alone knows Bhagavan. Such is a yogi, such is a man of wisdom. He doesn't fight, he doesn't argue, he doesn't insist that it should not be this way or that way.
This goes with the
with this understanding. With this understanding. क्या है? What is the first word? Chakre. Chakre rathasya tishtantam dhruvasya vyaya ketumantam shwaha ketumantam shwaha tam divyam ajaram divi yoginastam prapashyanti bhagavantam sanatanam. Again another way of who is a yogi, who is abiding in the truth and therefore knows the truth. Here it says, now slowly from absolute we have come to the relative and the absolute. Now we are coming to the body. See, systematically. So in the chariot, that is the body of the three worlds, the eternal and ever unfailing Paramatma takes this divine purusha who is devoid of birth, death, etc. to the higher worlds by horses, the sense organs, that ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. What is this? In the chariot, the body of the three worlds. We are not talking about this body, we are talking the body of the three worlds. Which are the three worlds? Waking, dream and
sleep.
deep sleep. What else is three worlds?
Bhurva
Swa is only three.
Yeah.
There is more. Mahajana Tapa Satyam also is there.
Three words.
Past, present, future. Three. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is three worlds. Isn't it? Triputi is the three world. So here it says, in the chariot, the body of the three worlds. So here the chariot is the three worlds, not this physical. The eternal and unfailing Paramatma, that absolute reality, that Paramatma, that Brahman, takes this divine Purusha who is devoid of birth, death, etc. It is by the grace of that supreme reality alone that this relative self who expresses in the three worlds. What expresses in the three worlds? The I. the individual,
Jiva.
the jiva. Where does he take him? He takes him to the higher world by the horses, the sense organs. So sense organs are represented as horses. The rein is the mind. The intellect is the seat of the charioteer. So here it is told, the absolute reality takes this purusha. Purusha is the spirit principle. Spirit is not the right word. Here we'll just use the word as purusha, the conscious principle, the one who is enlivening the body. We are talking about that because for Paramatma there is nothing called three worlds. There is nothing called chariot. Then for whom is the chariot?
It's for the relative.
For the relative only. So either you take it as the individual relative or the total relative, doesn't matter. So that where the moment relative comes, then the body comes. Where the body comes, there the senses, the panchakoshas come. And so here he is saying that by nature this purusha who is enlivening the three worlds, we will take it very simply, take the three worlds as waking, dream and deep sleep. Who is enlivening these three worlds? He is, and who is this Purusha who is enlivening this experience of waking, dream and deep sleep? That principle is birthless, deathless, uncontaminated, immaculate, all-pervasive, supporting all the three worlds, expressing in and through the three worlds, but unaffected by the three worlds. Who is that? He is that Sakshi Chaitanya. You are that.
How does Paramatma use senses to take him to a...
No, don't go into that. Again, you are going into doing. It is happening. Don't go into the wrong thinking. So when he is saying that he is taking the Purusha, the conscious principle, he is taking the conscious principle through the sense organs to the higher worlds. How? Imagination. So one is the physical eye. If we are going to America, we are going to Canada, we are going to India, we are come to England. Because we have sense organs, therefore we want to explore all the areas. If we didn't have our sense organs, where would we go? We will not go anywhere. Similarly, we have in mind also, there is the inner eye, the subtle sense organs. They also take us in the meditation. So all the Kriya yogis, they go from this loka to that loka to Naga loka to Gandharva loka to Pitru loka to Dev loka, etc., etc. They go. You also must have gone sometime or the other. So how did you go there? If you didn't have sense organs, how would you see what the Dev loka is like, or where the Yam loka is like, or how the hell and heaven is like, or how the Pitru loka? I had a dream of my ancestors in the dream. You have gone to Pitru loka. Someone was telling after the satsang in Kailash Yatra that, Swamiji, I want to tell you something. I said, okay. Afterwards he says, Swamiji, last night I was dreaming, and I was dreaming of someone, this is getting murdered, getting killed, getting exonerated, some gruesome, this killing, that killing, this killing, that killing, this killing, that killing. I was wondering why this type of dream is coming. I am in the lap of Kailash and satsang is going on, continuous Mrityunjay japa for so many days is going on. Why am I having such gruesome dream? And suddenly when I asked this question, I was neither asleep nor awake, and suddenly the answer came. All my negativities in my subconscious were getting murdered one after the other, and I felt so free when it was revealed to me that these are the negativities that are getting killed. Suddenly the whole approach was different. Otherwise you can go into depression.
Yes. because relative नहीं सोचा, subjectively सोच लिया उसको.
हाँ, पर वो रिवील हुआ उसको.
उसको reveal हुआ.
He just asked the question and he was waiting and it came. His mind only spoke from within, or God spoke to him from within. We will say it that way, that these are all the negativities that are getting killed. So how did he know that there were murders going on and killing was going on? Because you have the senses. In dream also you have senses, na?
Yes, senses.
The mind is active.
Mind is active, but senses are there, therefore you are seeing the dream. Otherwise, how can you see the dream? How can you see the characters of the dream? When we are sitting in meditation, sometimes if we have senses, only then we'll see the God presenting himself. Otherwise, how can we see God?
Yeah.
If I'm imagining Krishna, if I don't have my eyes, I cannot see Krishna.
Yeah. And dream में भी we get emotions. कभी रोते हैं हम, कभी हंसते हैं, कभी happy रहते हैं. Senses.
वो सब here you can talk about that also, but here he is saying the purusha is taken through the experiences of the higher worlds, and that is also happening by the grace of the Paramatma alone. So when he says Paramatma takes this divine purusha, so purusha, who is this purusha? Witnessing consciousness. Is he other than Paramatma? No. Because he is nirlipt. He is unattached to the body. He is the principle which is enlivening the body. See? So it's a language of communication that Paramatma takes. He is not holding the divine Purusha, come, I'll take you there.
Because he is not separate from it anyway. He is the same.
He is the same. And if we say Ishvara is taking the Purusha, then Ishvara himself is presenting himself as Antaryami in everyone as the Purusha.
Or it's for understanding's sake that this
Correct.
terminology is used.
Purusha who is devoid of birth, death. If Purusha is devoid of birth, death, then the quality of the Purusha and the quality of the Paramatma is same.
Same.
But two words. Understand? To the higher worlds by horses, the sense organs, the one who knows this scheme, this unfoldment that is taking place, and throughout your life, how you were born and where you are today, it's a continuous unfoldment. It has gone from good, better, best. Yeah? You have traveled so much, you have experienced so much, rather than if you take this whole journey of your life to be that Paramatma has taken this Purusha to go through, as you said, the joys, sorrows, and all the various experiences of life. If you understand it that way, that it is all happening by the divine will, not by your doing, then you are the wise person. This is maturity. This is wisdom.
This is similar to that Atmanam Ratinam Buddhim tu Saratim cha
Ah.
Shariram Rathameva cha. That similar explanation.
But here the Ratha is the three worlds,
Okay.
not the body.
There is the body, yes.
There is the body.
Here
Here
that
it is
doesn't
they have taken the three words, the chariot, the body is of the three worlds. Three worlds is waking, dream, deep sleep. You can even call samadhi also. But if that is the three worlds, then are you the waker who is experiencing the waking world? Are you the dreamer who is experiencing the dream world? Or are you the sleeper? You are none of them.
We can't be three.
Because how can the waker experience the three worlds? Three worlds cannot be his chariot. Dreamer cannot have the three worlds as his chariot. Then who is he? He is the witness, the Purusha principle, the witnessing consciousness, the Sakshi, the principle that is enlivening these three worlds. Supporting waker, dreamer, sleeper, just like I gave you the example. You are supporting the mother, the daughter, the sister, but you are independent of all the three.
Neither of them.
exactly the same way. न सादृश्ये तिष्ठति रूपमस्य न चक्षुषा पश्यति कश्चिदेनं मनीषयाथो मनसा हृदा च य एनं विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. Again, he is the wise man who has come to know the Bhagwan in this manner. What is that? It is that this Bhagwan, this Paramatma is unlike anything else. Na sadrishye tishtati rupamasya na chakshusha pashyati kashchidenam. None can see him by his eyes. Meaning, rupamasya, no one can see his form. Nobody, of this Bhagwan. So the eyes cannot see the form of the Bhagwan. If you are seeing the form of the Bhagwan, then you are going into imagination. So none can see him by his eyes. However, those who experience him through the mind, intellect and heart, they attain immortality. That means they come to recognize that this infinite, formless, attributeless Bhagwan or Brahman or Paramatma, he is the essence of the mind, intellect and the heart, meaning everything, of everything that you call yourself to be. He's pervading you in and through everything. And such people who know that he alone is expressing through every thought, he alone is expressing through every emotion, he alone is expressing through every breath, he alone is expressing through every speech, every word, every cell, every atom. There is, other than him, there is nothing else expressing. Such people attain immortality. How beautiful. The whole perspective changes. So that ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. न रूपमस्ये ततोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च संप्रतिष्ठा. In 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita, first the Ashwatha is explained. Urdhva moolam adashakam ashwatham prahuravyayam chandansi yasya parnani yastam veda savedavita. That it is the upside tree, upside down tree with the roots up and branches below, and all the explanation was given. What are the branches, what are the fruits, what are the leaves, etc., etc., etc. And then suddenly afterwards, in the third verse, it says, na rupamasya na tatopalabhyate, that all this is humbug. There is no form. All this is just a story.
Just to understand.
Not understand, give it up. There is nothing to. First, your intellectual itch was satisfied that it is upside down. Oh, really? And the branches are this. These are the 4 branches which are the Vedas. The leaves are the chandas of the words of the Vedas. Wow, this, that, everything. And then afterwards, the whole thing that you understood is taken away from you. That what you have understood, nothing like that is there.
Same thing.
So same thing is being told here. You first told that the 3 worlds, first the chariot, this, etc., etc. Now suddenly he's saying you cannot perceive it, you cannot experience it, you cannot know it, you cannot have a relationship with it. Na sadrishya tishtati rupamasya cha chakshusha. The eye, meaning yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Speech cannot illuminate it, your 5 senses cannot illuminate it, mind cannot imagine it or conceptualize it. Manisha yatho manasa hridacha. But the one who knows that he alone is pervading, because the individual is thinking. So what is he thinking? That he alone is pervading my intellect, my mind, my heart, my cells, my senses. He, And therefore in Kenopanishad we were told, he is the mind of the mind, he is the eye of the eye, he is the ear of the ear, he is the... so that was the language. There the teacher, student asked, why are you not telling me straight what it is? I asked you a straight question. Why are you beating about the bush that he is the ear of the ear, eye of the eye? He said, this is how my teacher taught me. It is up to you to understand. I am telling you the answer. You accept it or you don't. That's your problem, not mine. See? And those who know that when you understand this, then where there is time to gossip, then where there's the time to discuss, argue, debate, quarrel, judge. Then where's the question of I am doing this or I am doing that? Then everything is just going on. Accept. Then just accept. You just flow with life.
The moment
Just
you have this
flow
time
with
to
it.
say, "Main kaun, tu kaun," wo pehchan, then everything comes to a stop.
And in this way, that ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. Dvadasha puga sarito deva rakshita madvishate tadanu vidhayinas sancharanti ghoram. अरे ट्यून अलग हो गया. तदनु विधायिनः तदा संचरन्ति घोरं योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. The group of 12, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, mind and intellect are protected by him. 5 sense organs, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. 5 organs of action, speech, hands, legs, genitals and anus, plus mind, plus intellect, makes it 12. They are all protected by him, meaning they cannot function, exist, sustain themselves without that purusha principle. Without that life, he cannot. That life is an expression of that infinite alone, and are protected by him. Means whatever is their duration of existence, that is supported by that supreme reality. Being controlled by him, they get involved in this terrible world of relative existence. That ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. So, now, what is this terrible world of relative existence?
Birth and death.
All
the duvidas.
Correct.
The opposites.
So here our mind is being impressed that he is the controller. Actually, he cannot control. He controls without controlling. Sun does not control. He does not tell us that now wake up, I have come out. He only appears because he is always there. Earth goes around, this day comes, and we say, oh, the sun has come up. Sun has never come up. Sun is always where he is. We have gone around in 24 hours or 12 hours, and now we have come in the presence of the sun. But he does not dictate us. He does not control us. He does not prompt us that wake up, otherwise you will be punished, you will go to hell. Nothing like that. So how is he controlling the entire humanity? Just by being there. So it's a control-less control. That is what is being told here. Don't think control means like I'm controlling this cup. Not that way.
But he's empowering all the actions.
He's empowering.
He's enlivening all the...
By his presence. By his presence. But he's not dictating you.
Dictating, right.
He's not telling you, don't now come out of the bed, otherwise I am going to teach you a lesson. Those who don't want to, they continue sleeping till 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock and miss out on the day. Those who get up, they are disciplined, they perfect themselves, they become dynamic, they inspire others. they chant Om Bhurbhuva Tat Saviturvarenyam, that let thy brightness, please help me make my intellect also as bright as you. If you don't get up, how you are going to say that? He is not saying you say it to me.
Yes.
You are saying it. You are inspired. You want to make use of the daylight, the sunlight. So similarly, if our attention goes to this principle, as given here, that in His presence, the whole world of creation, the whole creation, waking, dream, deep sleep, all the various worlds come into existence, and in that Swarg Narak also comes about. And all that is not somewhere, it is here where you are, there alone it is. So you go through the good experiences, the bad experiences. Why only we? Sati also went through the good experiences and bad experiences. Why only Sati? Narayana also went through the bad experiences and good experiences. He also is born, he also has to grow up, he also has to learn the scriptures, he also has had the doubts, he also, some places he appears as if he knows everything, some places he appears as if he doesn't know anything. He goes through all things and he perfects himself. Where does this idea of perfection come from? Because that is intrinsic within each one of us. And eventually, when you feed that essence of yours, automatically the teacher comes, and whatever is required, the tools to contemplate on it, they become present to you. We see that in Krishna's life, we see that in Rama's life, we see that in Narada's life, we see that in Sanat Kumara's life, we see that in Brahmaji's life. That time there were no scriptures or anything, but he was born. Oh, who am I? That he was told to do tapasya.
First seeker.
Someone guided him, do tapasya. So he did tapasya. Then he realized my purpose of existence, because he was looking, why am I here? Why have I come? That is the eternal question. Every individual there, why am I here? Am I here only to marry, have children, cook food from morning till evening? This girl was also asking the same question. Whole life I had done the same. Now I want some space for myself. But people make fun of me, that you've gone to Kailash and now you're still angry. What have you achieved? I say, you say, I'm a Rudra Rupa of Shiva. If I'm angry, yeah, I am angry. Accept. Why you want to fight that? So here, when he says the five sense organs, the five organs of action, mind and intellect are protected by him, meaning without him, they cannot express. They cannot exist. They cannot function. And this is that controlless control. In his presence alone, the Shakti becomes activated. Similarly, when life starts expressing, then alone these 12 become activated. If the life is not there, they also die. They go out of existence. And that is called as control here. Not in our limited understanding of control. This is called control.
By whose presence these things work.
Correct.
In his absence, they have got no.
They don't have any existence. So that principle is invigorating, is making them dynamic, is making them functional. And in this way, these five sense organs, five organs of action, mind and intellect, they get involved in the world. Which world? Waking, dream, deep sleep, or the imaginary, or the 14 worlds. You can go into the lower or go into the higher, depending upon what you are projecting What you are, if you are living a life of fear and guilt and regret, then go into the lower worlds. If you are living a life of dynamism and aspiration, then you go to the higher worlds. In the relative world of existence. Because what is relative world of existence? Where there is birth and death, there is manifestation and unmanifestation. And if you become susceptible to this manifestation and unmanifestation, nobody wants to be dead. But if you recognize that this whole thing is a game, is a phenomena, which is, and your attention is on the controller, your attention is on the purusha principle. Whether that purusha is at a Gaunatma level, if you recognize that you are the man or the woman, not the roles that you're playing, you are immune to all those emotions of those roles. If you recognize you are the purusha principle and you are not the body, breath, panchakoshas, you are immune, you are unaffected by the panchakoshas. When at a higher level, when you realize that you are the eternal one and you are not affected by the appearance of the conditioned consciousness, etc., again you are you are immune to everything else. So in this way, you come to the purusha principle. That is the main thing. You come to the witnessing consciousness. You come to the, and recognize that all this is going on at a relative level. All this birth, death, experiences, etc., is going on. But if you hold on to the purusha principle, then you are not swayed, you are not carried away by the panchakoshas or by the world. When we give value to the world, we get carried away. See, thinking, Swamiji says one thing very beautifully. He says, thinking is not a problem. Thinking is not a problem. Water is not a problem. But the flow of water is a problem. So when the water flow is fast, you will drown in that water. Not just turbulence. If the water is fast and you step into the river, it will pull you away and you will drown. You will not be able to save yourself. But it is still water. How come you don't drown when the water is very gently moving? Why only when fast? Because of the speed. When our thinking is too fast, I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. You are not calm. You can be only calm when you are content. When you are content, only when you are one with the contemplating on the higher. So the speed of thoughts is what drowns you. You drown within yourself. The purusha gets carried away by the, as if, the jiva, the soul, gets carried away by the speed of thoughts. Therefore in Panchadashi it is told, change the direction of your thoughts, change the quality of your thoughts, and change the quantity of your thoughts. 3 parameters you work on.
Speed, quantity, and
Quality. Quality from sattvic to rajasic to tamasic to sattvic, rajasic and then sattvic. When it is sattvic, automatically your extroverted will turn into introvertedness, and then you work on the quantity of the thoughts. Lesser the quantity, more the silence.
Bigger gap between thoughts.
अपने आप सब वही पहुंचता है जाके. So in this way, the one who knows that this is how the whole game is going on, realized masters also experience the terrible world of relative existence. They also get pangs of hunger, they also get disease, they also get diarrhea, they also get constipation, they also get abuses by people. But where is his attention for the realized master? His attention is, this is also, he does not take his attention away from that infinite principle. Whether that infinite principle is expressing as the totality or as the purusha principle enlivening this body, he doesn't forget that. All the time knowing that all this whole phenomena is going on as if within the absolute reality that I am. Nothing is outside that. And therefore, he is calm, therefore he is peaceful, therefore he is always having a smile on his face, therefore he doesn't want anything, therefore he doesn't complain. He may if he wants to, but he is not affected by all that. Continuing in the 9th verse, he says, Tadardhamasam pibati sanchitam brahmaro madhu ईशान सर्वभूतेषु हविर्भूतमकल्पयत योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. This bee accumulates karma in half a month earlier life and experiences the result thereof in the later half of the month present life, because Paramatma has created this law of karma for the jivas that ancient Bhagwan the yogis experience. This bee is the jiva. So the purusha. Purusha is the unfettered, untouched, unattached principle. But if you want to take here bee, the one who is the conditioned consciousness, it accumulates karma in the half month earlier life. In the past life, the sanchit karma has been accumulated and experience the result of, thereof in the later half of the month, meaning in the present life as the prarabdha. And why this is happening? Again, it is a theory, we accept it to some extent. And what is that? Because where did we come to know the scriptures from? Where has the karma theory come from? Where has the prarabdha, sanchit and agami karma come from? Where has the Ishwar and Prakriti idea come from? Where has the Prakriti going into Trigunatmika and then manifesting the whole creation? Where has this come from? Where have we understood that Ishvara, who is essentially Nirgun Nirakar, has been given the akar by the Prakriti? Where we came to know from where? From the scriptures, from the shastras, isn't it? So what are shastras? Where have they come from? They are the speech of the divine. They are the speech of the divine. So divine is that immaculate truth, is that infinite truth. So it is, he has propagated the law of karma, the law of rebirth, as whatever its scope is. In Vedanta we accept it for some, after that we drop it away. But to explain the creation, why am I in this situation, why am I like this, why, this is the general question of the people. Why am I experiencing this? Why am I not becoming rich? Why am I only poor? How come I touch anything and I am successful? Why others are not successful like me? All this is explained by the law of karma. And that also is an eternal law. Whether you accept or you don't accept, it is functioning. And it is his law. And those who know and don't fight with what is given to you on a plate in this life, accept it graciously as the divine will and go through it, rather than fight it, argue with it. Then you have animosity with the divine. One person I know, his mother died, and he said, how can God, my mother was so much in love with the Lord and she used to pray to him and morning, evening, how can he take away? And he became Nastic. He doesn't want to go to temple because hatred now. How can someone who is so dedicated to you, O Lord, how can that person be taken away before time? What is before time? When the time was there, that person was taken. It is your attachment to your mother which is not allowing you to let her go. So the yogis, the seekers who know this principle and accept what is being meted out to them in their life as prasad of the Lord, they alone know it. They alone know Him. Otherwise, we don't.
So karma theory to an extent is important for
As long as you are in the relative,
It's a tool for
as you are
understanding.
in the relative, as long as you are not able to understand why I am going through what I am going through,
or acceptance.
that acceptance, that see, there are many people who smoke, drink, eat meat, everything, all different things, and they don't get any disease. And others are taking full care of everything, and every passing issue affects them. Why is
Small
that?
children getting.
Huh?
Small children getting.
I'm not talking about here, we are talking subjectively. Don't worry about other people. You look at yourself, or those who are your near dears, you can see it. Just an assessment. That why some people get it, why some people don't. Why do you like banana and he doesn't like banana? Why you enjoy making brinjal and someone else doesn't enjoy even looking at brinjal? For example.
Yes.
So we all have our likes, dislikes, our swabhav is there. Why is that swabhav that the way it is? There is no answer. But the answer is here because of the purva janma samskar. And when you accept that this is how it is, this is how it is. So today this girl was telling, I am dynamic, I am angry, what can I do? I don't know why I am like that. Accept. Once you accept, then there is no issue. Then you can use that emotion for something better. हिरण्यपर्णम् अश्वत्थम् अभिपत्य ह्यपक्षकाः तत्र ते पक्षिणो भूत्वा प्रपतन्ति यथा सुखं योगिनस्तं प्रपश्यन्ति भगवन्तं सनातनम्. The wingless birds, jivas, live in the golden tree of the world, and having got their wings, they fly away happily. That ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience. So the wingless birds. So what do you mean by wingless birds, and what do you mean by having got their wings, they fly away happily?
The knowledge or the realization are the wings.
So Jiva is the wingless.
Wingless.
Because he doesn't know who he is, why am I here, I think I'm stuck, I think I'm doomed, I think I've got no future, I think I'm caged, I think I cannot get out of this relationship, I cannot get out of my mindset, I cannot get out of my phobia, I cannot get out of my fears. All this is wingless. Means you are not able to come out of your own shackles that you have imagined upon or imposed upon yourself. And many people say, oh, I think it is very difficult. So be it. Tathastu. But and live in the golden tree of the world. This world is not a place of misery. It's a place of, it's an opportunity for you to realize yourself. The world has not come to give you trouble. The world has appeared, and you are appearing in this world, or you have projected this world so that you can come back to your essential nature. But we lose the plot. We get involved in the world and create and get caught up
Again.
emotion, बोलते हैं ना सूखा कचरा गीला कचरा स्वामी जी, तो उसमें फंस जाते हैं। तो जब फंस गए तो फिर कहाँ उड़ पाओगे? एज इफ यू आर इन द दलदल, इन द क्विक सैंड, you want to get out but you can't get out. The more you want to get out, the more you put efforts, the more you get sucked in. So first approach is that the world has not come to punish me. I'm not here for punishment. I'm not here to get stuck. I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. I'm here to realize that I am the essential truth. Then this world is golden. Hiranya. It is bright. It is an opportunity. Don't make it a burden upon yourself and carry the burden of the world. That burden of the world is the kila kachara, sukha kachara. But it becomes bright, it becomes golden when all possibilities. What is Hiranya Garbha? Hiranya Garbha is where all possibilities are present to manifest. So you are in this world, all possibilities are present. You have to just give your attention to that. And what is the worthy thing to give attention to? To realize yourself. The moment you think about the world as an opportunity, immediately you can fly away. Then it's not cowering you down. And then it's not cowering you down. Then there is no depression. Where there is gold, there is brightness. Where there is brightness, how can there be darkness? Darkness is equal to depression, sadness, complaining, etc., etc., similar emotions. So they will never allow you to fly away. They will never allow you to seek something higher. They will never allow you to see beyond the horizon. See? Only when the mind is fresh, bright, dynamic, then you can think of something higher, isn't it? When you are feeling good about yourself. But if you keep thinking, why my parents are like this, why my siblings are like this, why my teachers are like this, why I have to be, what is the purpose? I think I am in a wrong world. Many people say like that. So take this. The human birth is the window of opportunity to realize the truth. It's not a mistake. If we had some samskars and because of that we have been born here, we have given ourselves a present to clear it out and realize in this lifetime that we are the eternal reality. The one who sees, who flies away happily in this manner, means soars to the height of realization. So how do you soar to the high? Because first you didn't have wings, now you have wings. What are the two wings? Jnana and Bhakti. Vivek and Vairagya. Whichever way you put it. Shraddha Saburi. Use those two wings and fly away. The one who knows this is a yogi, is a man of wisdom. Kitna sundar hai na? When you start thinking, we'll look at the 11th verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.